Tomorrow we're going to celebrate Govardhana-pūjā, which is really, I'll speak louder, which is really a must for all, is it loud enough for
I hear you.
Well, I certainly hear you. It's a must for all Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Actually, it's a must for everybody. Otherwise, said it that they will be bitten by snakes. Of course, Krishna says that there are many snakes on Govardhana Hill. The implication is that the snakes from Govardhana Hill, they will travel and go to that place where non-believers are, and then who knows, they'll be bitten by the snake of material existence, they'll be bitten by the poison of a snake. Probably the former is worse than the latter. In any case, of course, we don't follow this wonderful event from the point of view of threat, but rather from the point of view of love. It's such a wonderful, wonderful festival. And it started actually still a few days earlier. There's a chronology which put together, I'm just trying to remember it. Anyway, in the place of the sacrificial Brahmins, so you know that pastime in Bhagavatam, Krishna book, of the wives of the sacrificial Brahmins and how they gave up everything just to be with Krishna and Balaram. So that place is just sort of inside Braj, right on the border between Braj and Mathura city. And this was at a time when they would have an annual festival of worshipping Lord Indra. Now, interestingly, they would, Indra Dhvaja, they would hoist the flag on behalf of Lord Indra, also by just in front of Govardhana Hill. If you've been to go, I'm sure everybody has, you know there's a bus stop over there. Unbelievably busy bus stop. So anyway, where that bus stop is, that's where the Indra Dwaja used to be. Obviously it's not there anymore. Big flagpole that they would raise, flag for Lord Indra. That was part of this annual ceremony for worshipping Indra since Yagya Shistashina Shantur Muchante Sarva Kilvishai Bunje Punche.
Forgot the last line.
Yeah. So, and Anadbhavanti Bhuchani, Parjanyad Abhisambhava, Parjanyad Abhisambhava. So, life subsists on grains subsists on rain. So they would worship Indra. Indra is in charge of rain. And contrary to modern public opinion, grains are what human beings are meant to be eating. That's what Krishna says, it's in Shastra, Anad Bhavanti Bhuta. So, and which was sort of perhaps reasonable if the yagya is carried out in the right consciousness that Indra is a servant of Krishna and that this sacrificial offering is meant to be passed on to Lord Vishnu. But in a couple of places, Prabhupada explains in purport, and it's there in verse, that the Brijbasis, and especially, of course, the Brahmanas, they really lost the perspective of actually who is the beneficiary. And they thought, well, without pleasing Indra, then we're not going to be able to survive. We won't have, the grass won't grow. Without the grass, we won't have, the cows won't be able to graze. They won't have milk. On the other side, on the agricultural side, then same problem. So rain is important, and rain at the right time is important. Ideally, rain is important in the right season, and as Prabhupada would often say, at night time. Not supposed to rain during the day, it's supposed to rain at night. During the day, people go about their business, so that shouldn't be impeded. At nighttime, everybody's resting, so it's a good time for rain to come. So Krishna wanted to refocus the energy of the Brijbasis, and also wanted to humble Indra, who'd also become very puffed up. He also thought, actually, I'm the beneficiary of the sacrifice. The buck stops with me, but it doesn't. So some days before today, that took place. They were preparing for a sacrifice, and Krishna and Balaram were herding the cows, and they came along in this direction. And as is sort of the custom of children, not just boys, but children, they always ask questions. Why is it like this? Why is it like that? So, what are you doing? What's it all about? Why are you making this offering? Who's it for? And then the Maharaj was just sort of playing it down and trying to tell him, you don't need to know, it's not important. Krishna says, very important thing, well, if I do this participate in this sacrifice, and I don't know what it's about, I'm not going to get the same reason as if I do know what it's for. So which is a very important principle, that when someone knows what they're doing, they get the quality result, and when they do the same thing, but they don't know what they're doing, they don't know what it means, whatever is required to be known, they don't know, then they don't get the same result. So finally, because from Nanda Maharaj's point of view is just to placate Krishna. All right, whatever, he knows if I don't do what he wants, then he was going to go into a fit. So, all right, we'll do what he says. He wants to perform a sacrifice for Govardhana hill. And Krishna saying that actually this is not, it's not Indra who we're dependent on, we're dependent on Govardhana hill, which not really quite the case. And we are in Govardhana Hill's there and there's no rain. Of course, Govardhana Hill, if you take it that take it from Krishna's perspective, Govardhana Hill, who is a form of Krishna, a deity, it doesn't require rain to make its waterfalls flow and its grass to grow. It can manifest whatever it wants. So true, but from the ordinary perspective, also no rain, then things aren't going to grow on Govardhan Hill. But nonetheless, then on top of that, Krishna added this karma mimamsa philosophy that actually even if Indra, even if there is a god, and even if Indra's there, but Indra's there to give the results of work. So if you do your work, he has to give the result. Otherwise he's out of a job. What's the point? And so he has to make it rain in any case if we perform our duty. So best we perform our duty, and part of that duty is because Govardhan Hill is the one who's actually nurturing our cows and giving us water and so many other things and fruit and minerals, and so we should worship. All right, we'll make another sacrifice. No time to make another sacrifice. Take everything that you got now and offer it to Govardhan Hill, and can worry about Indra later. Of course, at that point, Indra got very, very upset. He keeps getting this information from different messengers. I don't know if they look like what they look like in that little Krishna movie series, messengers, but it's a good representation. And so that was one day. Then comes Diwali. So they go the day before Diwali, all the Brijbasis, 3 camps, Nandagram, Barshana, Javat, and they all have different colored tents. I forget who's who. And they pitch camp on Manasiganga. And for Diwali, they all come out and they all do what we're doing, is worshipping with lamps, and they put the whole, and they do what, the children, they're in bliss, typical thing, with a leaf and put a ghee lamp on and float it. So children like to do that, and so the whole Manasiganga is covered by that, and they interact, and they have Sankirtan and Katha, Hari Katha, and then they have when is the day when you do Rakhi? Huh?
After Balaram. Balaram birinci day, Raksha Bandhan. Same day, every year.
Well, there's another one that happens now, just now, and I'm not sure whether it's so then they also go Krishna, cowherd boys, Balaram. Next day they go to Subhadra. This is Subhadra, namely the male Subhadra, who is the husband of Dhanishta, I think so. So, or one of the gopis, obviously. So they go to, they go to Upananda's village, where they make yogurt out of buffalo milk. So there's all buffaloes in the whole village. There's not cows, so they take care of buffaloes. And so there they also have this similar type of thing. Then they bathe in Jamuna, because Jamuna is also flowing there, and have lovely feast. Madhumangal is very pleased, and then they return, and the next day is Go-Pūjā, and they worship, and it's a long description of how Krishna personally worships bull, cow, calf, and everyone else sees him do that. Then they feed the brahmanas, then the Brajbasis eat, and then everyone gathers together. So Brahmins, Brajbasis, their herds, and everybody who lives in the neighborhood, and they go around, do parikrama. Well, no, excuse me, they make the offering, of course. Then they make the offering, and then Giriraj appears. Anyway, maybe we'll discuss that tomorrow, or at least Krishna manifests this four-armed, many-armed, thousand-armed, varies at different times throughout the ceremony, and then of course he tells them to do parikrama, so they do parikrama, Giri Pujena Vihita Jena, and they sing that song as they're going around. Now that song and other songs as well, but Jiva Goswami writes down that this is the song that they sing together, and it can be more about that, but this is the background. And during lunch we're talking about the Adhivāsa ceremony that we should. So the Adhivāsa means Shravanam, Kirtanam, and of course if we had a Giriraj deity here, then we could put him to sleep, or we could feed him, and of course it's a lovely event, lovely feast, because it's like really excess, as much as, yeah, you have your Giriraj with you? No, it's as oh, you have. Anyway, the feast is from Anior to Manasiganga, all full of preparations, all the preparations. I mean, that's a good distance. So, yeah, that's like, I don't know, I guess it's 1/2 of 1/2, so it's 1/8 of Giriraj, so that means about 2.5 kilometers of prasad, of bhoga, ground, all kinds of things. And that's because people all throughout the earth, it wasn't just the Brajbasis, it wasn't just Nanda Maharaj and those Brajbasis, but it was from so many villages that they all came, because everyone in Braj actually will see that form of Krishna on top of Govardhana hill. And so it's a huge feast, and so many sweets are there, so devotees can really fill themselves to the brim. So I guess we can speak more tomorrow, and chant a little, and then and if you like, you can chant more. I really need to attend to a few things. Bolo Giriraj Maharaj ki jai.